He's leaving the light on then. He now knows. Thank you for coming back to the Legends Leaving channel. Today, May 29th, we meet again to honor some famous people who died recently or today. These people have left an indelible mark on our hearts and on the world through their contributions to the arts. As we remember them and celebrate their lives, we send our deepest condolences to their families and fans. May they rest in peace. If their stories have moved you, or if you are moved by how extraordinary their lives were, please show your respect and remember by liking this video. Thanks for living in our town. Albert Stodlin Ruddy was a Canadian-American film and TV producer who was born on March 28, 1930, and died on May 25, 1924. He is best known for producing The Godfather in 1972 and $1 Million Baby in 2004. Both movies won the Academy Award for Best Picture. From 1965 to 1971, he helped make Hogan's Heroes. Born in Montreal and raised in Miami Beach, New York City in 1956, Ruddy graduated from USC with a degree in architectural design. He started his job in movies as an art director on The Beast with A Million Eyes, 1955. He then worked at Warner Brothers and the Rand Corporation before making Wild Seed, 1965. Hogan's Heroes was his first big hit. Then came movies like Little Foss and Big Halsey, 1970, and Making It, 1971. His work with the Italian-American Civil Rights League on The Godfather was a key project that led to its success and fame. Ruddy also created The Longest Yard, 1974, Coonskin, 1975, and The Cannonball Run, 1981. Efforts to adapt Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged failed because of differences in style. In later years, he wrote Death Hunt in 1981, Megaforce in 1982, and the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger in 1985. Ruddy created the Ruddy Morganization and produced several movies such as Impulse 1990. For $1 Million Baby 2004, he got his second Oscar. The movie The Offer 2022 and the documentary Tough Ain't Enough both told stories about his life. 2013, Ruddy died in Los Angeles after a short illness in 2024, leaving behind a deep impact on movies and TV. Robert Barton Rogers, OAM, was born on December 3, 1926, and died on May 29, 2024, was an innovative Australian disc jockey and radio host. On 2UU in 1958, he brought top 40 radio programming to Australia, and until his retirement in October 2020, he led the reminiscing show on Sydney's 2CH. Elizabeth Hendon McRae was a famous American actor who was born on February 22, 1936, and died on May 27, 1924. She was in many TV shows and movies, mostly from 1958 to the late 1980s. She is best known for her part as Luann Poovey on Gomer Pyle USMC. From 1964 to 1969 in the city of Columbia, South Carolina, McRae grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where her father, James C. McRae, was a judge and lawyer. In 1956, she finished high school at Holton Arms in Washington, D.C. McRae then moved to New York City to study acting with Uta Hagen at the Herbert Berghoff Studio. She also went to the Art Students League to learn how to draw and paint. By 1958, she had moved to Los Angeles. McRae continued to study theater and got her first TV part in The Verdict Is Yours in the 1960s and 1970s. She was in popular TV shows like Gunsmoke, 77 Sunset Strip Doctor, Kildare, and The Andy Griffith Show in movies. She was in Love in a Goldfish Bowl, 1961, Everything's Ducky, 1961, and she voiced the ladyfish in The Incredible Mr. Limpet, 1964. Fran Ford Coppola's The Conversation, which came out in 1974 and won the Palme d'Or at Cannes, as was her most praised movie part. For a while in the 1980s, McRae worked on daytime soap shows like All My Children and Guiding Light. She was also in the movies The House of the Dead, 1978, and Eddie and the Cruisers' 2 Eddie Lives, 1989. McRae was married 3 times. The first time was to Amos Moorhead Stack, Jr., first to actress Nedrick Young, who died in 1968, then to Charles Day Halsey, Jr., a manager at Wells Fargo. She went back to the stage and picnic at the Cape Fear Regional Theater in 2002. She lived in Glenville, North Carolina in her later years and was admitted into the Fayetteville Hall of Fame in 2023. Lizzie McRae died of natural causes on May 27, 2024, when she was 88 years old. The Bob Rogers Show during the week. Victoria Rogers was born to British parents and grew up in Donald. He started his job in 1942 as a panel operator for 3XE in Melbourne. He then moved to Hobart and worked as a radio announcer. In 1950, he started a Sunday afternoon music show with records from American sailors. The next year, he went to Brisbane's 4BH and played Slim Dusty's Pub Without Any Beer, which became a #1 hit. His first top 40 show on 2U in 1958 made him Australia's best radio DJ for 8 years. Rogers also hosted TV shows on TCN9 and ATN7. In 1962, he joined 2SM's Good Guys DJ team and helped the station get to the top of the charts. In 1964, he covered the Beatles' tour of Europe, Asia, and Australia for 2SM. Interviewing the band on the radio, he went back to 2U in 1976 and had a famous morning show with music, gossip, and controversial topics. Rogers wrote Rock and Roll Australia and ran a chain of women's dress shops for a short time. He started working for 2Gibbet in 1976, but was fired in 1977 after an incident during a live show. In 1995, he moved on to 2CH and had a lot of success, even beating out 2U in the ratings. Rogers got the Medal of the Order of Australia OAM in June 2010 for his work in the media. After having a stroke in 2018, he stopped hosting his morning show, but he kept hosting Reminiscing until his official retirement in October 2020. Robert Barton Rogers died on May 29, 2024, at the age of 97 from effects from pneumonia. In the Australian broadcasting business, he left a lasting mark. Peter Simonoshek was born on August 6, 1946, and died on May 29th. Was a famous Austrian actor who worked in both theater and movies. From 1999 to 2010, he was a regular cast member at the Berg Theater. He was a mainstay on the Austrian stage for a long time. He often performed at the Salzburg Festival, where he played the title part in the play Jedermann more than once. He was born in Graz and grew up in Markt Hartmannsdorf, Styria. The father of Simonoshek was a doctor. He first studied engineering in Graz, but then he changed his major to drama and went to the Graz Academy of Music and Performing Arts. In the beginning of his career, he worked in theaters all over Germany and Switzerland, such as at the Berlin Schaubühne in St. Gallen, Bern. Simonoshek has been in more than 60 movies since his first one in 1980. International fame came from his lead part in the critically acclaimed comedy drama Tony Erdmann 2016, for which he was nominated for several awards and received a lot of praise. Simonoshek won many awards for his work over the course of his career. For his part in Tony Erdmann, he won the German Film Award for Best Actor, and for his contributions to theater, he was given the Nestroy Theater Prize. The arts were a big part of Simonoshek's daily life. He was married twice and had 3 boys. Max Simonoshek and Kaspar Simonoshek are 2 of them. In his paths, they became actors. Simonoshek died on May 29th. He was 76 years old. His influence has had a huge effect on both Austrian theater and movies around the world. American William Theodore Walton was a professional basketball player and TV sportscaster. He went to UCLA for college and played in the NBA for the Boston Celtics, San Diego, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Is a member of both the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Walton played for UCLA under Coach John Wooden and won 3 National College Player of the Year awards in a row from 1972 to 1974. He also led UCLA to 2 NCAA titles in 1972 and 1973. The first pick in the 1974 NBA draft helped the team win 88 straight games. Walton was the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player in 1977 when he led the Portland Trail Blazers to their first title. The next year, he won the NBA's Most Important Player Award, MVP. Wounds on Walton's feet that required many surgeries hampered his business career. He missed the 1978-79 season and then played for the Clippers for 4 seasons while being hurt a lot. His career got better while he played for the Celtics for 2 years. As Robert Parrish's backup center in 1985-86, Walton won his second NBA title and was named the league's 6th Man of the Year. He was picked for the NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary teams. Walton was added to the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006 and the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1993. Walton got over his stuttering and became a sportscaster after leaving the NBA. Working for a number of networks as a studio expert and color commentator, in 1991 he won an Emmy Award. Walton really liked the Grateful Dead and talked about them a lot in his shows. He had a number of podcasts and satellite radio shows that played their songs. At the age of 71, William Theodore Walton I died of colon cancer at his home in San Diego on May 27, 2024. He was remembered as a great basketball player and a popular sportscaster. Michel Cote was a famous Canadian actor from Quebec who was born on June 25, 1950 and died on May 29, 2019. He was known for his roles in movies like Cruising Bar, Life After Love, La Vie après l'amour, and the play Brew, and the TV show Humber, Ta, Born in Alma. Quebec Cote didn't want to be an actress at first, but he became interested in the job after doing amateur theater while he was in college. After that, he went to the National Theatre School of Canada. Until 1977, he taught acting and performance at Option Theatre in St. There's. He also helped start the theater company Voyage Moss. Cote began performing in the play Brew in 1979. It was only meant to run for 1 month, but it ended up being shown all over Canada. Brew was played by Cote Marc Messier and Marcel Gauthier for almost 40 years. Cote's last show was in 2017. To save money, the players played all the parts themselves. Cote played the lead part in the movie Cruising Bar, which was nominated for a Genie Award in 1990 for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. In 2005, he got a Genie Award for Best Actor for his part in Si Estrezi. He brought back his Cruising Bar characters in the 2008 follow-up Cruising Bar 2. In 2009, he was nominated for a Jutro Award for Best Performance. Father and Guns, Dieper and Flick, which Cote appeared in and made $10.5 million in ticket sales in Quebec. And in 2011, he played Roger Gendron in A Sense of Humor, Le Sens de l'Humour. Le Sens de l'Humour. In 2010, he played pilot Robert Pichette in Pitch at the Landing of a Man Pichette entre ciel et terre. Cote was made an officer of the Order of Canada OC in 2023 in honor of his long and distinguished career as one of Quebec's most famous players in theater, TV, and movies. He was married to the French actress Véronique Laflagat, and they had 2 kids, Charles and Maxime. Maxime became an actor himself. Bone marrow cancer caused Michel Cote to die on May 29th when he was 72 years old. He left behind a big mark on Canadian theater and danced 6. Since she won Ted Max's first amateur hour when she was 7 years old, Gladys Knight has been in the spotlight. Her work crosses decades. I heard about it through the gossip. It has famous hits with the Pips like Midnight Train to Georgia. In 2018, her friend Aretha Franklin died of cancer, which made people worry about her health. In an interview with WDIV in Detroit, Gladys said that she and Aretha had the same illness, which made fans afraid. Later, her rep made it clear that Gladys had been identified with stage 1 breast cancer, not pancreatic cancer, because it was found early. I'm thankful that I don't have cancer. She told us every week the 78-year-old has been healthy since then. They were on Dancing with the Stars in 2012 and 2013. She talked about losing 60 pounds because of how hard she had to train. Tristan McManus, my partner, helped me by making me tired. Gladys told everyone, even though she was 67 during the show, that she didn't think about getting older. I don't really think about it in terms of age. What makes a difference is how we feel in our hearts, minds, and souls. To the Hollywood Reporter, she said,